Good morning, class. Today we're going to start with a story. Now, before I get started, let's remember how we are supposed to behave when we're having a story. Everyone should be sitting crisscross applesauce. Our hands should be in our laps. And we need to make sure that we are looking at the book and that we're not talking to our neighbors. All right? And the book we're going to read today is called This Is Not My Hat. And it is by John Klassen. Now we can put on our scientific hats, our scientist hats, and we can look at the cover. Now the cover doesn't give us a lot of details here. We don't really know what the story is going to be about. All we see is one little fish with a little hat on. But we do get a little information on the back of the book. It says a fish has stolen a hat and he'll probably get away with it. Probably. So let's go ahead and find out what's going on. Now, throughout this book, I will ask you a few questions. Let's make sure that we're being quiet and thinking to ourselves, but not disrupting our friends around us, okay? All right, and this is our first picture. Again, we just see the fish with the little hat. This hat is not mine. I just stole it. So right away, we know that the story is going to be about a fish and his what? That's right, his hat. All right. I stole it from a big fish. He was asleep when I did it. And he probably won't wake up for a long time. But what do we see? That's right, his eyes are open. Looks like the big fish woke up. And even if he does wake up, he probably won't even notice that it's gone. Well, but again, what do we notice in the illustrations, which means the pictures of the book? He's looking up, and probably means maybe, so you probably won't notice, but he might. And even if he does notice that it's gone, he probably won't even know it was me who took it. Oh, now does that look like someone that is angry or upset, or does that look like a fish that's happy? Yep, that's right. It doesn't look like he's very happy, does it? And even if he does guess it was me, he won't even know where I'm going. But I will tell you where I am going. I'm going where the plants grow big and tall and close together. It is very hard to see in there. Nobody will ever find me. So now we know that the little fish that stole the hat is on his way to where the plants grow big and tall together. There is someone who has seen me, but he said he won't tell anyone which way I went. So now we can assume that he's talking about this crab right here. So I am not worried about that. So the little fish is not worried that his friend is going to tell anyone which way he went. But what does it look like he's doing? That's right, he's pointing. He's pointing in the direction the fish went. I know it was wrong to steal a hat. I know it does not belong to me. But I'm going to keep it. It was too small for him anyway. It fits me just right. And look, I made it, where the plants are big and tall and close together. So we see our friend is finally getting into the tall, tall grass. It's not just a black sea anymore. Do you think he'll get away with it once he made it? I knew I was going to make it. So he's quite confident that he's going to make it. And we see him going into the tall, tall grass, but we still see him followed by the fish. Just think for a second what we think will happen. Nobody will ever find me. Ooh. And on these pages, you can see there's no text. We just have the illustrations. It makes you put on that scientist hat a little bit further and think about what's going on in these scenes. Oh. Now, if you notice on these pages, again, we don't have any words, but we have the tall, tall grass over here, and we have the big fish going away, and we know he's going away because we can see our crab in the middle. So we get a lot of information from these illustrations, even though there aren't any words on the pages. And the last page of the book shows the big fish with his little hat. Now the author leaves us wondering what happened to the little fish. So here in a moment, we're going to break into groups, and I want you guys to discuss how you think it went when the little fish lost the hat and how the big fish got his hat back.